Hey, what's going on everybody? Servo here. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to show you my new farming floating island. You guys know I've been procrastinating on this for like a year now, but we knocked it out because Wishblossom Ranch is around the corner. Literally in like 2 or 3 days, we have to be ready. So I'm going to give you guys a tour. Hopefully it'll give you some inspiration, and feel free to completely copy this. Every single pixel on the screen, you can copy it. I don't care. You can make it your own design. You don't have to give me credit or anything like that. I just want to help out the community. So if you see something right here, go ahead, take it. Take any design, any layout. We're here as a community. It's all for you guys. So thank you so much for being here. If you guys would hit that like button and subscribe, I would appreciate it. But yeah, let's go ahead, look at a little trailer, and then we'll dive into actually touring it. Alrighty guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that little sneak peek. Yeah, I definitely went for like an agriball theme. Now this is something I knew I wanted, like this aesthetic, probably like when the Aladdin theme dropped. The items are just too beautiful, you know, and I don't really have them decorated. I haven't been using these items for my regular valley, so I ended up going with this layout. Now I know it's probably different from a lot of layouts that you've seen. Usually a lot of people have like your standard, you know, your classic Harvest Moon, like a 3x3 squares. I honestly was going to go that route. It's like ingrained in me from Harvest Moon 64, but I decided to do something a little more convenient for Dreamlight Valley, a little bit more for me. And I ended up doing like just straight rows. I actually think this is going to work for me for a few reasons. One, I have a lot of gardening buddies, which means I'm not going to need that big of a garden, right? Like I just need a straight row, and then it'll last me for a while. Now, if you guys were wondering, there is 20 crops in every single row. And let me explain how I actually have this set up. So I actually have this by biomes. That's right, biomes. So we do have this first section here that is Dreamlight Valley as a whole, but I also have it separated by biome. So for example, right here, these first 3 rows right here are in fact the plaza. And not by plaza, I mean the meadow. The first 3 right here are in fact the meadow. You got your lettuce, your wheat, and your corn. So whenever you're done harvesting, it leads you all the way back here. And then boom, you walk forward, you got the Aladdin market stall here. You go ahead, open up the chest. You slap your lettuce or whatever in there, and then you can also grab the seeds and then follow back, and you can actually plant them. I do have the Storybook Veil bubble here displaying the seeds. Now, I originally was just putting the actual like vegetable, like the actual crop inside of the bubble, but then I did near the end of building this, ended up streaming it, and somebody in our stream actually mentioned, hey, you should put the actual bag so it's easy to read and you can, you know, see it from far away. Now, I completely forgot about that. It's a genius idea. So if you guys have these bubbles, definitely do that. I remember doing valley tours back in the day, and I saw some people that were doing that. So amazing little hack right there. And yeah, so then we have a storage for everything. You know, you got your wheat here, and then you have your corn here. Now, if you do it this way, you're going to have to be careful. You don't want to accidentally pick up from the actual bubble. I do that multiple times. So you will want to push your character all the way forward so you actually access the chest. And you may actually want to not plant underneath the bubble, because as you see with this pumpkin here, I accidentally picked something and then planted it. So there is a couple flaws in this design, but just tweak it for you, you know. So I would probably leave out at least 1 row underneath the actual bubble, and you're good to go. But it's not the worst thing in the world, you know. And then, of course, if you have your little bunny companions with you, they're going to be picking up the stuff, so it makes it so much easier. The crops will usually land right here in between these rows like this. As you see, my bunnies, I ended up getting so much they didn't like pick them all up. So you may want to throw an ancient machine up here. And then I have like lights. These are actually perfectly spaced throughout, just so I have some lighting around sunset, nighttime. It just makes it look cool. I'm gonna be honest, the lights just make it look cool. And then you do have space in the back. I didn't decorate the back sides because I wanted a clear viewpoint of what actual crop is there. In case I don't know based on the seed here, I can just look at the bag. And then we ended up going with this like aerial rug right here. You could use any rug if you wanted. And I have that going throughout the middle. We got the Agrabah well skin over here. I also have a little setup for a crafting station. I have my cooking stations right here. If you were wondering what these little rocks were, how I got this little path, because I do get asked a lot, it is literally just the sun-baked path. It actually has the border on it. So if you pick the bordered version of it and you have just one row, it makes it look like there's little stones right here. So it's a great design that way. And then I ended up using just the bamboo fence right here. I like how low it is. And I also think it matches the color scheme. On the back side here, we do have mainly cactus. We have cactus everywhere over here, right? So yeah, that's the first section. And then over here, it actually moves into Eternity Isle. So a Rift in Time DLC, there's actually 12 different crops. So I have 4 right here. Again, separated by biome. And then we have the other 4 right here. And then we have the other 4 right here. Same thing, same pattern, all leads up here to these crops. And then over here, I have Storybook Vale, which also has 12 different crops. So again, 4. We got 4 right here. And we got 4 right here. Now, this section is also spaced out. I'm assuming we're going to get 12 different seeds for Wishblossom Ranch, just because that's how they did it for the other 2 DLCs. But in case they do end up expanding it and giving us more than 12 new crops, I do have extra space here. If they don't end up expanding it, then hey, I have another space for the 2026 DLC after Wishblossom Ranch. It's already ready, so this will future-proof you. If you guys end up doing this layout or something similar, it's going to future-proof you for at least a couple of years for sure. And then while you're waiting to plant something here, of course, you can just fill it with pumpkins. You got your money farm here. So then I fill this up with Wishblossom Ranch stuff. All season, all year long, it's pumpkins, baby. Look at these. Perfect spot for them. So then I, of course, have it reserved in the bubble with the pumpkins. But we got Wishblossom Ranch ready. Got my chest here. These Agrabah chests you end up getting from Aladdin's quest line. Then you don't have to spend like any Dreamlight. The red rug I have here, if you guys were wondering, I think this was from like a founder's edition of the game. So you could use any rug in the game as well if you don't have that rug. And then we kind of just doubled up here in the middle, splitting the actual DLCs by double paths right here with the fence. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, I ended up using these things that you actually have to craft, which I believe is also a Rift in Time. So we crafted those. I ended up going with the temple rather than the standard barn just to match the overall aesthetic. We kept the decorations pretty light up here, just some lights. I got the Agrabah rug. And then over here, you know how this looks really nice and full? It's just a couple items. This large structure here, look, it takes up the whole thing. It's literally just the piece we got from one of the previous star paths. I believe it was the Oasis star path. And then these are like free, you know, it's just in the landscaping items. And then I also crafted these right here, which is part of a Rift in Time DLC as well. And then of course we have this tree right here, which is free too. And then look, boom, it looks nice and full. You don't have to add anything else. So very easy build, very symmetrical on both sides. And then of course we surrounded the entire island in bamboo. We have, that's all it is. Literally these big sections here. I have some lights back there too for a nighttime. But yeah, that's it. That's the overall layout of the island. We got some more trees on this side. And then let me switch it to nighttime so you can actually see where the lights are and what they look like. So if we go purely to nighttime, what I did was on this side, we got a little bit of light blue just for the water back here. Didn't add anything over on this side in terms of decorations, but we did have a light. Oh, that's not supposed to be there. We did add just very faint red lights behind the actual wall just to match the market stall, but not enough that it's like bright enough it takes away. And then over here, we actually went with the yellow lights just to have a little bit of light behind these pieces to signify the sand, the desert theme. And then, of course, we have all the Vitalis lamps right here. Again, they're perfectly spaced. This is kind of the layout from a bird's eye view if you wanted to like pause it. And then we just wrapped it up with some butterflies just to make it feel a little more alive in here. But that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this little tour here. I want to keep it nice and simple for you. Again, feel free to take anything that you want. It looks really good at sunset time too. If anything, it's probably my favorite at sunset because you still get all the lights on. You get the ones throughout here. It's not too bright in my opinion. If it is too bright for you or for your eyes, you could definitely remove another section of this, so you could like get rid of this lamp and you could get rid of this lamp right here. So then you just have one here, probably one right here in the middle, and then one right here at the end. And then that should help out a little bit. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's a nice, like a nice clean layout. And I do like that we have it set up for the future DLC. So I hope you guys are doing a great job when it comes to preparing for the update. If not, don't worry, we're all in it together. We'll figure it out on Wednesday when we get the update. But thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. Please have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next one.